Alright, today I'm going to show you how to actually use the sewing machine. I'm going to start by showing you how to thread the machine. You can begin by pressing the black button on the right side of the machine to turn it on. Then you're going to take your spool pin cover off, place your spool of thread on the spool pin, and put the cover back on. Then you're going to follow the red numbers to thread the top thread. You're going to start by going behind 2, 3 goes down, 4 says to go back up, and you're going to the right of your silver intake lever. Just turn your hand wheel towards you if your silver intake lever is not there. You're going to want to go behind it and click it in. Then you're going to go down. There's a silver L that you need to put your thread behind. That's going to hold the thread close to the needle. Then you're going through the eye of the needle, which is at the bottom of your needle. And make sure that your thread is lying right in front of the needle, not wrapped around. If it's wrapped around, you need to take it out and just rethread it through the eye of the needle. Place your thread underneath your presser foot, and your top thread is good to go. Press the black button to take your bobbin cover off. Place your bobbin in, and then you're going to pull the thread towards you and to the left in order to secure the thread behind this silver part right here. Then you need to hold your top thread. So I'm holding my top thread to give it a little bit of tension so that it can go down to grab my bottom thread. So while I'm holding it, I'm turning my hand wheel towards me, and you can see the top thread is coming down and grabbing the bottom thread. I'm going to continue turning my hand wheel until my top thread brings a loop of the bottom thread up. I'm going to pull that loop until I get both ends up. Go ahead and replace my bobbin cover. Put both threads underneath my presser foot, and I'm ready to sew. Now I'm going to show you how to actually sew with the machine. The first thing you need to make sure is that threads are both underneath the presser foot and your foot pedal is on the floor somewhere where you can reach it. I'm just going to do simple squares so you can see that I've already got my squares pinned to my other fabric. And in order to pin them, I put the pin through and then I pushed it back up to make them really secure. So I'm going to line my thread up with the edge of my fabric. There's actually a little red line, which is hard to see, but in person you can see it. That is where your thread's going to sew. And I'm going to have my end of my fabric just to the right of that. Most important thing about sewing is I have to put my presser foot down whenever I'm going to sew. If you forget to put your presser foot down, you're going to get a huge knot by your bobbin, and I'm going to have to come over and get that out. So you put your presser foot down with a little lever, and then you can begin to sew. Put your foot on the pedal, and you need to hold down the reverse for 3 seconds whenever you begin and end a line. The machine's guiding the paper through, or I'm sorry, the fabric through. I'm just guiding it to stay on track. Right before the end, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to turn my hand wheel towards me, which is going to put the needle through the fabric. Lift my presser foot up, turn my fabric, presser foot goes back down, and I'm going to sew another line. Again, just going along the edges. I've decided to use purple thread here, but you should probably use thread that's going to blend in a little more, but I wanted you to be able to see the lines. So at the end, I stopped. I'm going to put my needle down, presser foot up, turn. Presser foot back down. Don't forget to put your presser foot back down. I'm just guiding the fabric so that it stays straight, not pushing it. Stop. Needle down, turning the hand wheel always towards you. Presser foot up, turn, presser foot down. Since this is the last line, I am going to have to reverse when I get to the end in order to tie my knot. reverse, 1, 2, 3, go ahead and stop, press your foot up, pull my fabric out. I can use the razor to cut the thread, and then you are going to want to grab your scissors out of your bin and cut the threads close to the fabric. You shouldn't have any loose threads. And that's how you use the sewing machine. In order to clean up your sewing machine, you're just going to take the cover off, pull your thread out, wind it back up, replace the cover, take your bobbin out, pull it out, replace the cover. You can put both the thread and the bobbin into your bin or put it back if you're not using it anymore. Turn the machine off and you're good to go.